everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Okay, let me just make sure. All right, everything's working here. All right, so we just had a big win against the globalists. This is big. You're not going to hear about this in the mainstream media. But thanks to Twitter X, I can give you a quick rundown of what just happened. And we won for a change. They lost. So Bill Gates and the gang there tried to start a new pandemic. And the dirty tricks, this is very interesting. I think everybody should take note at how the mainstream media tried to trick everyone. Came from TJ or Trevor Jukes 1. Excellent channel. I highly recommend to follow. Make sure I'm following him. I'm following him right now. And they changed. Okay, so look at this. In order to try to push for a meningitis pandemic, the mainstream media, as usual, lied. And one of the ways they lie is, for example, you see this article on the right about a woman who died with blood oozing from her eyes and died soon after leaving the hospital. This came out in February 2025. And then just this month, a few days ago, like literally 2 days ago, 3 days ago, they took the same story of the same woman and republished it 3 days ago and said student died with oozing blood from her eyes after contracting meningitis. So they used the exact same woman, Sophie Ward. They who knows if this story was ever true? I don't know. Can you see that? Let me pull that over. I don't know if you can see the whole. Apologies, I'm getting my self organized here. And I'll click the link. You can click the links. He put the links to these articles so you can see for yourself. It's still on their website. They haven't taken it down. No shame. They just leave it up there so you can see there on this side. The one they on the left just republished the same exact story on March 20th, 2026. Elizabetta Ranksberg-Gage. Yeah, not British sounding name. I don't know. Well, whatever, whoever is writing this stuff. But you can see here, this is one of the tricks that the mainstream media uses with their fear mongering. They do this with these, allegedly with shootings where you hear crisis actors. They used a lot of crisis actors in COVID, where you get these people showing up at one crisis after another, the same actors. It just proves yet again, the Sun and the Mirror, all of the mainstream media is just propaganda for the globalist to push the globalist agenda. And this is a perfect example of how Bill Gates, globalists, the WHO, use our mainstream media to brainwash us and to lie to us, propagandize us. I mean, he caught this perfect example, and this is just one of many. So you really cannot trust them at all, especially with alleged pandemics. Hi, Kathy Lowry. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, so that blew my mind. I'm like, wow, people have to see that. And also, I should note as well that Bill Gates, Liz Churchill, another person I recommend to follow, Bill Gates writes a book about how to prevent pandemics. We all know he's behind all of them. And in the UK in 2025, they had a meningitis simulation. Just like before COVID, they had a simulation. And it's right there on the bottom left. Hopefully you can see this. Yeah, I'll pull it up a little bit. Right there on the bottom left, pandemic preparedness exercise, Pegasus. It was called Pegasus. And you can see there in the corner, November 2025. Or even on the bottom there. I can pull it up. You can see that. Well, anyways, they had a simulation exercise for meningitis. Yeah, then they started the propaganda, or they're talking about gain of function, the Manchester meningitis cultures there. So they were trying to push a meningitis pandemic. They tried monkeypox. They tried cowpox. They tried XVNB N113.5 593. They've tried every COVID name you could think of. They've tried measles. Oh, measles was another big one they pushed. I mean, one after another after another. Oh, the next one, there's going to be another one. Suddenly, all these people are seers that are predicting pandemics. Obviously, we know this is a weapon used against us to attack us by the globalists, along with other things that they're doing. But we won this one. They did not get away with it. And finally, they had to admit, Daily Mail, that meningitis cases fall as health officials admit that, you see, they were wrongly told that they had the disease. Yeah. So the unprecedented meningitis outbreak was fake news. And going back, I didn't click on the links here. You can go back to this scam. These people should be arrested for this. These people, these journalists, these newspapers should be taken to court over this. So you click on the first link, takes you to the Mirror website, and this is the article they just put out claiming that this woman died, Sophie, died of meningitis on March 20th, 2026. And then if you click the other link for the Sun, you see the same woman, Sophie, from February 2025. So according to the mainstream media, this woman died twice. The first time from something else, but now for the propaganda, they're pushing it, claiming it was meningitis. Such lies, such evil, satanic lies, right there in your favorite newspaper there. And all of them do this. They're all liars. And it's right there, and it's still up on their websites. They haven't taken it down. You can go to this tweet and click it and see for yourself. It's just outrageous. And some people are going to fall for this because the only people talking about this are on Twitter and here. And you're not going to hear about this in the mainstream media, that they're lying to you constantly, like they did with safe and effective, and all that nonsense. So this is a true victory. We won. They had to finally. Nobody bought it. Bill Gates's latest scam to try to murder everybody and push his death shots. People didn't fall for it, and hopefully it gets stronger and stronger, the pushback against these globalists. So this is a win against the globalists. Hi, Margium. How are you? Hello, everyone. So I just want to point that out. This is a victory. Everybody should take a victory lap. Pat yourself on the back. Didn't fall for it. I hope nobody ended up taking it. They said right from the very beginning they were propagandizing and lying about all of this. So I just want to point that out. It's very important we point out our victories against the globalists because they are coming at us from so many different angles with the lies. And they have these simulations right in front of our faces. They put it right up. This is why Satanists have to tell you what they're going to do as part of the spiritual warfare. So they do. They put up their simulations publicly. Everyone knew there was an Event 201 simulation with the COVID right before it happened, and now the same. So they're doing the exact same thing, and they're just hoping that you're not paying attention. But I think now people are paying attention. So let's take a look. So how is Bill Gates feeling? Bill Gates and the World Health Organization. They're not going to stop here. They've got billions of dollars. They're going to keep going at it. They want to keep making people sick. There's a sick card there. They want to still kill people. Let's see what are they going to do now? Let's see how things going to go in the near future. I'm going to do a story time reading and put one card after another. Instead of doing a usual fixed position spread. Let's see here. Bill Gates and the World Health Organization, the rest of the globalists working with them. Let's see. What are they going to be up to here? How are things going to go? So right now, look what first card out. Death. Excess of death. They weren't able to kill people like they wanted to. They really wanted to kill more people. It's a eugenicist thing. We all know that. And Harry and Meghan are a part of this too, by the by. They're good friends. They're hanging out with the World Health Organization, going to Jordan. They're hanging out with Bill Gates. They're trying to kill as many peasants, 99%, as they can. Big fail in their attempts to kill people with their injections and whatnot. So they've had to pull back on their PR They're stopping the stories. They were going to come out with more and more stories about all these deaths and everybody dying and their eyes bleeding in the streets and all this nonsense. I can't believe they pulled out a story from a year ago and they still have the story up on the website. I mean, see, this is how stupid they think people are. They just do it. It's a big satanic haha joke. Like, yeah, let's just pull out this article. Nobody's going to look. They're too stupid. These people are just too stupid. And that's how these psychopaths think. They think if you're stupid enough to fall for it, you deserve to die from Bill Gates' vaccine. That is how they think. They're criminals. They're psychopaths. They're criminally insane, just like Harry and Meghan, in my opinion. And this is how they operate. Hi, Lydia. Hey, good to see you. Yay. Try to get on earlier and earlier if I have a good reading to do. Lady of the Lake, everybody. Hello, hello. Good to see you. If you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, big loss for Bill Gates and the World Health Organization. They are not getting their meningitis pandemic, so they're going to have to go back to the lab and cook something else up. No doubt Bill is working on it furiously as it is, but they've had to stop and pull back on this one. People have woken up. Oh, and Bill and Tedros are very, very unhappy. Oh, they are so unhappy. They can't push their death shots on people and kill them. They're very unhappy about this. Because, remember, during COVID, when they started these shots, they wanted to get everybody, was supposed to get shot after shot every 3 months. You were supposed to be getting a booster every 3 months. And from what I heard, their schedule was like 23 vaccines. Because for whatever reason, graphene oxide, tracking and tracing, whatever is in there, they had to keep giving it to you. So they want to keep pushing it in people. And Bill is very unhappy right now. He's very, very unhappy. He's not able to cull more of the population. So, he's taking his money. He's still got his money because he hasn't faced a tribunal and he hasn't been stopped, and he still has all this money to go back. And he is the warrior. He's the murderer. He's out to, he's using his money now and contemplating and generating maybe a new gain of function virus or something here. But he's hanging in there. He's waiting and watching and counting his money. And of course, he's going to continue trying to spread lies here and lie about everything that he's done. And what he's doing, as he has been for so many years, because he is a Satanist. All he does is lie, a psychopath. You said, I'm so worried about all of the required V's for kids. As a parent, it's very scary. Yeah, it's terrifying. I mean, they have like 77 V's on the schedule. It's absolutely insane. And it's only harming them, and everybody knows it. And finally, so I mean, that's my opinion, you have to homeschool. And they're even going after homeschoolers now. They're trying to say, oh, even homeschools have to be vaccinated. They really want those jabs in kids and harming them, and they don't. It's really it's satanic, twisted stuff. So it's up to the parent to be educated about this. And there's plenty of information on Twitter, lots of doctors, nurses exposing the lies. But anyways, so Bill Gates is going to continue lying, continue pushing his sharp, pointy objects here. I see the swords as the death shots. And especially children. They want to get young people, especially. They really want to get those young people, those students. Because the students especially college students, they're fertile. They don't want reproduction. They don't want you to be able to reproduce. It's always about attacking reproduction. They knew before these shots, COVID shots went out, that the lipid nanoparticles, and Dr. Naomi Wolf recently mentioned this. You can see her on Twitter. She posted a tweet about it, that all the lipid nanoparticles, they gather up in the reproductive organs. So the ovaries and the testes, it ruins reproduction. They want you to have to pay, to reproduce. They don't want you to be able to just reproduce whatever you want. They're trying to stop that. So taking people out, this is over. This meningitis thing, they're destroying this idea. They're going to give up on it. They're going to push it out and move on to the next one. They're going to demoralize people and try to upset them in other ways. So now they're probably going to move on to the energy lockdowns, and they're going to push other depressing news on people. from other areas of life, the economy, the war, this, that. So Bill Gates is focusing on that because it's also a part of it. It's not just one thing with them. It's a multi-pronged attack, kind of like Megxit, the way Megxit's being attacked. I just did a recent members video on that. We're getting attacked. Everybody's getting attacked from multiple angles. It's not just one thing, and it's secretive. So Bill Gates is going to then start up a new propaganda to try to get people jabbed. He's going to be putting out more puff pieces, kind of like Meghan and Harry, constantly putting out the stories of something new. Oh, look, Ebola. There's Ebola somewhere. And then he's going to have another secret, meeting here. He's probably going to look to start another. I think they've had a ton of these, what do you call them? These Event 201 preparation for pandemics. So he's going to be looking to secretively plan another one. And in order again, they're going to be making sure to put people in a financially depressed situation and get them suffering as much as possible. That is the end game. And he is going to continue working on that aspect of it as well until he is locked up. I don't think he's going to be locked up. He's going to be hidden away for a while because everybody knows what he's done and who he is. So he might isolate himself for a while because everybody can see right through him. They know all these. These are I see this as the vax injured people. These are the vax injured people coming after him, and they have had some successes. They have an ICD code. After 5 years, they only just now, the World Health Organization and the American Medical Association and CDC just finally added an ICD code in the medical records to acknowledge that vaccine injuries exist, right? They didn't have a code for it before. So if you had a vaccine injury, the doctor couldn't put it in the computer system as anything that didn't exist. Like it never happened, right? So this Bill Gates is being held in. He's being held back. He's being prevented from, going forward with his end game here, his plan. But he's not. He's still sneaking around though, and he's going to be exposed. Now he's in court right now in the Netherlands. I haven't checked in recently, but he's being exposed. Everybody knows what he's done with his pointy objects here, and he is being exposed more and more. So I do see that happening more and more as he's laying low. And there is a major successful pushback against him. I see this as the good guys coming in and setting things right as far as possible. But at this point, there's so much damage and everything else that's happened. Yeah, I do. So I do see a lot of pushback against Bill Gates and the globalists here. Very successful. And I do think that they are going to be thwarted from their goal. That they're really aiming for that 2030 goal. This is their, you own nothing and be happy. So they want to take your water as well as your land, everything else. So I do think that their goals they're going to have to make it. You remember it was Agenda 21. Then now it's Agenda 2030. It looks like they may have to push it up to Agenda 2050 or something. I think that they're being thwarted and they're being stopped from moving forward with their death shots. Like nobody's buying it anymore. Nobody's taking it. So it looks very good here. I think that they are being stopped, and it's not going to go anywhere. People are going to back to natural remedies. People are not accepting the allopathic system and their injections and other ways of doing things. People are going back to, I'm hearing this a lot with even dentistry. People are finding different ways they're saying root canals should never happen, and wisdom teeth being pulled out. I kind of think that, but this is just medical in general. She's wearing white. It's like the medical system in general. People are taking control of their medical decisions and not going along with the plans that as they've been in the past few decades. Yeah, that's why they're attacking Prince William. They know he's a powerful king. People have woken up. Yes, thank goodness. People have woken up. And they won this. We've won this round. And so it's a very good sign. I think the people are very strong right now with the health and everything else against this globalist agenda. Yeah. and we're going to be, we're fighting back in the media and on social media. I mean, these tweets that I just showed you, I mean, these are the results. People have to take the time to do this, to get this news out there. This is how we find out what's going on, because the mainstream media is only going to lie to us. So we need to be on social media of some sort in order to get the truth. And this is the only place. Now, of course, there's a lot of misinformation, disinformation from the globalists, their lies being put out, but they are being exposed. If you're lucky enough to catch it, you have to keep an eye on it. It's a challenge. It's not, you can't just, find it anywhere. You've got to keep looking, keep watching, keep an eye out. And there's just so much, right from the beginning, though, people have been calling out and fighting back, and it's been very successful, and it continues to be successful. Although there is controlled opposition in the alternative media space. So some of them are sold out to the globalists. You have to be careful who you listen to there. So Bill Gates and the globalists are still clinging to power, but they are diminished here and they are exposed. Yeah, not going well. But they're still at it. But I think that the tide has turned here for Bill Gates and his gang. It's going to be one failure after another. They are not getting away with this. People are all caught up in what's going on, and they cannot be ignored at this point. So it's big fail for Bill Gates and this whole operation. And they're going back to, I see this card sometimes as them going back and doing their satanic spiritual work, trying to do more curses and sacrifices of children, and going quiet. Like you noticed, the World Economic Forum, the leader that was all over during COVID, the Klaus Schwab, he's now gone behind the scenes, and they put in the BlackRock, Larry Fink in charge of the World Economic Forum. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes, a lot of satanic magic spell work going on. They're going to go back to that. They're going to go back to conjuring up more demons and more evil energies to try to pull something else. So they're not going to stop until they're stopped, obviously. And they're continuing working with each other and trying to manipulate people. Again, the idea of controlled opposition as well. They're working through other, puppets that they use. So they do spread that message out through them. And they do want to continue to upset and psychologically abuse and manipulate and cause divisiveness and fighting, with their woke stuff and with the climate change, and with now they're coming up with ableism. They're going to be fighting over whether your people are disabled, if they're being treated right. They're going to start creating uproar with that. So they're going to continue with the culture war. In other words, they go back and forth: culture war, pandemic, culture war, pandemic, culture. So they go back and forth. They want another George Floyd, right? They definitely want that. I also see this as the myocarditis, pericarditis card from their injections that have caused that as well. And they're really gunning for mothers and reproductive. They want to stop reproduction, and they want to stop people being able to have children. Is definitely it. So they are working with their powers here. I see this, angel could be seen as a, demonic angel, using the spiritual powers there that they use. But I see for the time being, they are going to focus on the military, and they are going to be on the quiet side with it. You notice, that a lot of people suddenly are converting to Christianity or Catholicism. They might be doing a lot of that as well. But their end game is still to get everybody to take 1,000,001 jabs. They're still going to be promoting that and trying to get more and more people. They still haven't taken the mRNA off the market, right? So there's still so much corruption and so much work to be done. The fact that the mRNA is still out there, even with the documented deaths and injuries from it, they're still getting away with it. So there's still a lot more work to be done, winning this latest battle. This is just the latest one. That they're going to try to fly in another one when we least expect it. See, this is what they want for us. They want us watching over here, these distractions that they put up, and then they're going to swoop in and say, oh, new pandemic. But their fear mongering is no longer working. Thank goodness. I think people have woken up. Hi, Ariana. How are you? Yeah. So many people with autism. Yeah, autism rates have just skyrocketed since 1980s, right? Unbelievable. It's so obvious, the cause, right? Yeah, it's so obvious. Yeah, but yeah, they're still going to be attacking sneak attacks on people when they least expect it. You can't believe a word they say. Any of them. They're all liars and bought and paid for. And they're bullies and they want to kill us all. And they'll do whatever it takes. I mean, Bill Gates and the globalists will do whatever psychological abuse and whatever it takes to make people go crazy, either through their fear mongering, their lies about other things, causing other calamities. They see us as slaves and we should be on their slave, CBDC system and enslaved to them. And Harry and Meghan is with them and they should just be able to shut you down and debank you if you say something they don't like. Yeah, if you question Meghan Markle's pregnancies. Yeah. Yeah, unbelievable. It's going to keep going. And they spend a lot of money on this, an enormous amount of money invested in this, and they're investing in the AI and all of that, which is a total scam because AI does not work at all. It lies. It's wrong. But they don't care. AI is going to be a weapon that they're going to use as they're building these to tear us down even further and to get people more confused about what the truth is. So again, this whole psyop is what's true and what's not. Is it real or is it AI? Is it real or Photoshop? It's going to be like that with everything. The mainstream media, is it real or is it a lie? And we're exposing a lot of lies here. And so when you see the truth, you're not going to believe it because they've told so many lies. And this is what intentional. This is what they want. They want everybody confused. They want everybody upset and confused. They don't know what's true or not. Everybody's fighting with each other. Of course, they want the divisiveness, divide and conquer. They're going to continue doing that and continue their evil spell work and divide and conquer and trying to get people to kill each other. They really want a civil war. Bill Gates really wants a civil war here, is what he's really after. He just wants people killing each other. And so, of course, you get the whole thing with the illegal aliens being flowing into every country. That's leading up to a civil war. That's what they want. Yeah, then Bill Gates and his buddies will be hiding out. They'll cause it. It'll be a victory for them if that happens. But they'll be hiding out in their caves somewhere in their underground structure. And they'll be, again, they've manipulated the entire science. All the scientific journals have been compromised and full of propaganda paid for by Big Pharma and Bill Gates. So that they're going to continue. They're lying about the number of deaths from COVID vaccine. They're lying about everything. They lied about the meningitis. Harry and Meghan lie about everything just the same way. It's all the same type of operation, and they're going to be continuing with that. Yeah. So continue their fake. They're fake experts. Like the World Health Organization, Tedros is not even a doctor. He's a fake expert. Just like Harry and Meghan are fake mental health experts. And Harry's going to Australia to talk about mental health. What the hell does he know about mental health? He only knows how to destroy it with his buddy Bill Gates. So the fake experts are going to continue, and they're going to be, acting as arrogant. This is like over the top arrogance. This is Bill Gates with all his COVID vials or his meningitis vials. He's making tons and tons and tons of injections behind the scenes. They've got that millions of vials of mRNA ready to put out to the population. They're just trying to figure out how to get everybody upset and scared to push them out. So they're sitting on this whole stockpile of these, and they're just waiting for the right successful PR push. I see the sun is like Sunshine Sacks pushing that PR out. And of course, they're going after the babies. They're going after the children, fertility. That's what they're really after. So they're just hoping that they can just find the right story, the right storyline, the right infection to push them all out. They want to confuse mothers and keep mothers in the dark about what's really going on with these injections and what's in them. They don't know. They're lied to. Yeah, but Bill Gates is going to be finding it harder and harder. He's getting more and more pushback here. He's been exposed and he's playing the victim, right? Just like Harry and Meghan, Bill Gates plays the victim. I don't understand why people don't like me. I forget exactly how he said it, but basically that sentiment. He's actually playing the victim. This mass murderer is playing the victim, in my opinions. Yeah, so, again, trying to create divisiveness as well, trying to destroy children's lives and their innocence. Yeah, really awful stuff. While going around and playing the fool, like, I'm just trying to help people here. We're just, we're trying to improve the planet. Yeah, we're improving it by getting rid of you. Him and his buddies in Switzerland there. This is Switzerland in the background. Yeah, so they'll be trying a new pandemic. Rest assured, it's not over until they're out of power and they're in jail. They're in prison. That's the only way. You got to stop them. They're not going to stop until they're stopped. They're going to continue with it. They're going to continue. They're going to expose more and more people, but they're going to continue to try to create the fear and the divisiveness, just like they did with the COVID, with the vaxxers, anti-vaxxers, et cetera, et cetera. They can continue that. They want to do it again. Yeah, they want to get your money because, if you get sick from their injections, all your money goes into the healthcare system, and they take your house, and all the bankers get richer and richer, like Bill Gates. Oh, Bill Gates made so much money. Meghan and Harry made money from the COVID vaccines as well. A lot of people made a lot of money from that. Yeah, and I get that they're going to be censoring people more, deplatforming them, defaming them. This is their tactic, attacking you online, trying to stop you from getting the truth out. They'll definitely continue that. And with their lying PR, abusive lying propaganda, which Bill Gates pays for in Pfizer. And so you don't see what's really going on behind the scenes with Fauci and Bill Gates and all the rest of them, Tedros and Harry and Meghan. They'll be hiding that. But they're all making money from this for sure, from killing people. And so does the royal family. I got to tell you, I got the King of Cups as well. So, yeah, but one day, they are going to pay for this in this lifetime or the next on the other side, whichever way you want to look at it. They got a lot of karma coming back for them, and it can't happen soon enough. So anyways, I'm going to end it right there. So congratulations, everyone. We won. We avoided another pandemic they tried to start in the UK, but be on guard. You know what? They're going to be doing more. So be warned about this energy thing. They're trying to use energy to lock down now. And I'm sure there's going to be more to come, more lies in the mainstream media, more fear mongering from all directions. So I hope you found this interesting, and it's great seeing you all. Yeah. And so I'm going to end this here. So thanks again for being here. Until next time, everyone, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye, everyone.